Good morning, my loves, and you join me on bad hair day. Really bad hair day. Messy hair, don't care. God, I hate all of those silly, whatever you call them, word equivalent of memes. Anyway, it's Monday morning, and today I hit my 4,000 watch hours, which I'm rather happy about. So, partly by way of celebration, and partly because I just want to hang out with my pal and haven't done it for a little while, I'm off to spend a couple of hours with the hairy Paddington. Right, let's go. That bloody noise.
Channel's not any good, but he's a nice guy. I'm sorry, Mr. Boaty.
You make YouTube videos with...
Oh, you had me at YouTube videos. Let's go, Boaty.
My hands are cold. I hate having cold hands. Bloody winter. Never mind, it's almost done now, isn't it? Only December, January, February and March to go. And March doesn't really count, does it? I mean, March is all St. David's Day and daffodils and nice things, the gateway to spring. Well, this is like deja vu all over again, isn't it? What's going on? I wasn't aware of more roadworks in Basel. Well, I mean, I'm bloody aware of it now. Is it roadworks? This can't be a tale back to Chatsworth, can it, and the Christmas doings? Well, whatever it is, it's a pain in the bum. Bum, 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 bum. There's a tree that's fallen down there. Or was it cut down? This is a job for Inspector Tree Cutter. Downer, stroke, potential faller over. Well, we do seem to be moving at least, so things could always be worse, unless they're so bad that they really couldn't, or even if they were, it wouldn't matter because things are just so bad at the moment. I'm still cold. Citra, heater full on, still stuck in traffic, hands still cold. Thank you. And we find the reason for the delay. I thought the works had all finished here. I was wrong. One guy going at it with a shovel. That's the spirit. The main artery through this area of the peak. Havoc caused. One guy with a shovel. Put a bloody team on it. Get it done in a shorter time. You people. I don't know who you people are. But I'm talking to you. Well, what have you got to say for yourselves? Well, it's jolly disheartening to start a journey and almost immediately pile into traffic. But it's done with now and we can jolly well get on with enjoying it. Now, I know you've done this journey with me 645 million times before, but We haven't done it for a while, and it will be interesting to see familiar roads in the transitional period between, thank you, tricky chaps words, the transitional period, that's what I'm trying to say, if you'd allow me, please, the transitional period between autumn and winter. Thank you so much. At this island, we're turning right towards Stockport and Personchester. So, as we drive through Stony Middleton, in the interests of full disclosure, I am today driving Brian Johnston. Here we are. Oh, please turn your engine off while waiting. And another sign. They've repeated it, so they must really mean it. Well, I suppose that's a good thing to do in the village. Let's do that. Oh, can you see those chaps up there on the rock face? See them? They've got a worse job than me. How do I make you go back small now? Oh, there we are. 2 hours later. Not really. Here we go. Oh, that bloody noise. Oh. Like a bloody obstacle course today. Right, well, let's see how one of my favourite tree tunnels is doing in the autumnal doings. Eam. We'll have to go to Eam one day. I've never taken you there. I will do. Oh, this is rather pretty, isn't it? I shall wash my windscreen so you can have a better view. Oh, that started working. That's nice. Didn't work before, did it? And courtesy wipe. Like that extra wipe that you give your bum after a poo when there's a prospect of pottering ahoy. It's the crossroads. Onward. Tidewell Cemetery. I suppose the two things are combined at times of internment. Get ready, my loves. Here comes the wiggly bit. You'd forgotten about this bit, hadn't you? Here we go. Don't stop moving, baby, all you're doing is driving me crazy. Wiggle, 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 don't stop moving, baby, all you're doing is driving me crazy. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Mr. Boaty, wiggling it a bit for your pleasure. And now, it's time for some hot wiper action. Here we go. Oh, sensual, isn't it? Here comes another good bit. join me for another focal point of this journey, which has featured many times in previous videos and will feature again in this one. This is Sparrow Pit. Perhaps you're new to the channel, perhaps you haven't seen this before. Well, you're bastard well seeing it now, aren't you? That was uncalled for, quite frankly. At this point in the journey, I've selected the intermittent windscreen wiper option. Yeah, I have deployed that mode. And on this model of car, the intermittency of said intermittent option is not a variable, it's a preset. And quite frankly, it is a little more frequent than I would prefer. I'm just trying to be honest with you. At this point in the journey, I have undeployed. What's the word for undeployed? Cancelled? Let's go with cancelled. Let's start again. From the top, please. At this point in the journey, I have cancelled the intermittent wiper function. Tricky chap, Johnny language. Because, and I'll make no bones about it, the frequency is too frequent. This is an incredibly Welsh day. It's raining, it's low cloud, it's dismal, and I love it. I feel so alive. Oh! At this point in the journey, I'm about to redeploy the intermittent wiper function. Which doesn't appear to be working. Oh. Why are you not working, intermittent wiper function? Is it because I criticised your frequency? Have you decided to punish me by refusing to operate in the way that God and Rover intended? I shall cancel you and I shall redeploy you, and you're not bloody working, you vicious, vindictive bastard. Constant wiping is an option, though not when it comes to my own bottom. I would not want to spend my life constantly wiping my own bottom. It would be very awkward and embarrassing in supermarkets. Can you imagine that? Imagine if you had like a constant discharge from your back body. I mean, you wouldn't just constantly wipe it though, would you? I mean, you'd wear some sort of incoat pad. Now, I like this little area. This is the confluence. Good word, that. Write that down. This is the confluence of two railway lines. Or if it's not the actual confluence, it's bloody close to it. The confluence would be just up there a bit, I suppose. Now we're about to turn right and go underneath the Hope Valley railway line, which in weeks and months to come is going to feature heavily on this channel. I've been doing lots of lovely research on it, and I'm going to feature both the line and the stations thereon. I'm also going to continue featuring the Derwent Valley line and indeed the Woodhead line. Now, if you're a railway enthusiast, that might be exciting to you. If you're not a railway enthusiast, you might not be relishing the prospect, but I'm not going to do it properly, in the same way I don't do anything properly. So try not to worry about it. Oh, I'm being overtaken. Well, I don't know how I feel about that. I was chatting away to you, and I found myself in the wrong gear. Or at least the wrong gear for this car, because it has no torque. And I've been overtaken by that Volkswagen. I remember the first time I drove this stretch of road. Except it wasn't the first time. I was going to say, I remember doing this drive the first time I went to Project Nigel HQ, when I'd never met the man who became the hairy Paddington. Now, I remember it very well, but it wasn't the first time that I've driven this road. The first time that I drove this road was it was this year. It was in a day of heavy snow. It would have been January, February, something around there. And I was going to Stockport on a date. And it was, well, I was going to say the last date that I've been on, but that kind of suggests that I'll never go on another, and that might not necessarily be the case. But it was the most recent date that I've been on. And I genuinely hope that you enjoyed that information. Now, coming up on the right hand side, at some point, there should be a kind of semi-knackered Freelander with a missing window. Keep your eyes peeled for that. You might enjoy it. Now, it could be here on the right hand side, but it isn't. I got the wrong place. It could be here on the right hand side, and there it is. There is the knackered Freelander with the missing window. Wonderful. What a joy to behold. Speed camera. Slow down, please. I always find this little stretch of road really quite evocative. It strikes me as being very Welsh. I'm going to attempt deployment of the intermittent wipe function. 3, 2, 1, intermittent. System status update, not working. Right, on that basis, I'm going to go for the manual individual wipe or mist function. Deploying in 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice? Oh, it's lovely. See, I love that overly frequent intermittent wipe function now. I've deployed the constant wipe. It's not ideal, but my goodness me, it's welcome. level of greenery. Now, immediately in front of us is the Volkswagen 4x4 type thing that overtook us, and oh, he is. I wasn't expecting him to turn left, but he has turned left, and by doing so he has made the statement that I was about to make redundant, so I shan't make it. I'm rather looking forward to, you know the bit I'm going to talk about, don't you? Where you kind of go over the corner of the hill, over the brow, and it looks as if you're about to drive off the end of the world, off a ramp. So I'm wondering what we'll see. I'm guessing we might see, I think they call it a cloud inversion, where you're sort of above the cloud. All will be revealed, and I'm not talking about personal nudity. Sheep. Do you remember when I washed my windscreen for the first time today? Not the first time ever. And the wipers came on, and I said, oh, you started working, didn't used to do that. Well, that is obviously connected to the intermittent wipe function, because now that the intermittent wipe isn't working again, the automatic wipe with the washers also isn't working. Okay, here we go. Yep, we are seeing a lot of cloud. A bit different to the first time I came over here. Oh, the two cars behind me have just fired off to the left. Oh, I see, it's a cunning cut through. Haha, didn't work for you, did it, sunshine? It did, however, work for the Ford Mustang. And for the immediate future, we will be living in the land of the speed bump. I'm quite looking forward to seeing that house when it's all done. And here we go, my loves. You know how much I love this little bit. And I am going to come here one day and film. I don't mean just driving through like I am now. I mean, I've got this idea that I'll drive to Glossop and jump on the train at Glossop, which is kind of where the what was the Woodhead line now terminates, and get the train going over that viaduct up there that you can't see, and get off here at Broad Bottom and have a nice walk around. But that might not be so much fun now in the cold weather and the short days and whatnot. Oh, its bumps are plenty here, my lovelies. Maybe that's kind of a next year sort of thing. Or perhaps I should actually just seize the moment and make the best of it. I'm going to wait. I could have tried to squeeze through there, but I didn't. I've done a lot of research into the Woodhead line as well, so that when I do film, I can say some wise and learned things about it. If you think that reciting stuff from Wikipedia, which is arguably not the most reliable source in the world, is wise and learned. You may not think that, and that is your right, and I support you in that right. I'd support your left as well. Now I'm expecting to see a Rover 400 in a moment, and I didn't, so I'll be cutting that bit out of the film. Let's do some turning left, shall we? Now, something I really don't like doing is running out of petrol, and for that reason I'm going to go and put some petrol in. Oh, I wonder how much it'll be. It's normally quite cheap here. Oh, 158.9, that is cheap. Well, I mean, it's not, it's bloody pants down arse rate, but it's cheaper than near me. Man in hat, that's a point to me. Oh, which side is it? Which side is it? Which side is it? Out of use, out of use. It's your side, isn't it? Right. Lots of lovely fuel. Well, I say lots. A relatively small amount, because I'm poor. But the point is, it'll be enough to get me home. When I go home. I mean, I'm not going home at the moment. I'm still going there, really, aren't I? And we've got the motorway bit coming up. God, it's 1:45. Sodding hell. Where's the day gone? Sod you, Mr. Focus, I'm going first. Oh, that bloody noise. Oh, let's put some lights on. At this point, we turn right, out of Tesco. And we almost immediately approach another set of traffic lights, where we will once again be turning right. That's the right-hand turn, nicely completed. I guess those are bungalows, but they look like holiday chalets. Which basically means they look like something from a Second World War concentration camp. Now, at this island, or roundabout, if you prefer, you can choose. It's kind of an either-or situation as far as I'm concerned. But whatever you decide to call it, we're going to turn onto the M67, which finishes here, but it wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to go all the way to Sheffield, And it doesn't. So that was the M67 then. Not the longest of motorways, is it? In fact, it must be one of the shortest in the country. Remind me to check that out. Get onto Google and see where it ranks amongst the UK's shortest motorways. We're going to stay in the extreme right-hand lane here because we are going to, oh balls, we're going to be stopping at the red light. That's what we're going to be doing. But basically we are going to negotiate this interchange. Clean old BMW, isn't it? We're going to negotiate this interchangey roundabouty chap, and we're going to join the M60, and we're going to head, wait for it, north. Oh! I sense that the lights are about to change, and I am correct in my sensiting. So we hug the middly bit of the roundabouty chap. Then there's one of these confusing bits where we do a bit of lane changery. And then we join the slip road for the M60, we accelerate, move into the left-hand lane. Now that was rather successful, I think. And the final stage of the operation is to filter right onto the motorway itself. And there we are. At this point, I need to move into the next lane. I've indicated, I've checked my mirrors, I've almost been wiped out by a lunatic in a fucking Toyota, decided to swerve across 3 lanes of traffic to get into that inside lane there. Here it comes. Sorry, here she comes. I make no further comment. Now we're approaching potentially quite confusing interchange of motorways. We're on the M60, of course, which is the circular ring road motorway type thing. And the options here are remaining on the M60, moving onto the M62, or moving onto the M66. And we need to be moving onto the M62. And from experience, I know that I'm in the correct lane. Now on the M62, the final of the 3 motorways encountered on this journey. And now we are reaching the point where we must wave goodbye to the M62. Not literally. We're just going to turn off it, really. And here we are now, doing exactly that. M62, I have left you. There's always that weird bit when you come off a motorway, isn't there? Where you have to remember how to change gear and operate and clutch. Baby, that was nice. I do apologise for that. I've got no It's another roundabout, and we're turning left. Oh, a tram! Tram, everybody! Look at the tram. Everybody, look at the tram. Look at the tram. There it is. Look at the tram. Look at the tram. Look at the tram. Thank you. No, I was going to say that. Look at the tram. I've been on that tram. But what I really mean is, I've travelled on that tramway. I don't know if I've been on that individual tram. I might have. It's not impossible, but it's probably quite unlikely. There's the tram stop. There's the tram. It's stopping. That was tremendous. That's going to be the highlight of the video. Look how the cloud sits lowly upon the dark satanic things. I can feel a right turn coming on through the amber. Don't be an ambler gambler. Indicate left. Turn left to prove you weren't faking. And turn left again. Come on. Get on with it. Hello. You join me here in the Yard of Dreams as I walk slowly in the rain past the truck known as Transit Face, past Project Nigel, feeling every single aspect, every sensation that can only be associated with a northern car yard on an autumnal day where the rain is as damp as the hopes and dreams of the people who dwell therein. Hello.
Please, Sir Boaty, don't hurt me again.
It's a film off.
Don't hurt me. How about that again?
And you can't put an old where an old don't belong.
I'm already regretting your presence.